coffee?
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, there you go. Watch out, it's hot.
It is hot.
Good morning. Say welcome to the Everglades.
Welcome to the Everglades. What the heck is going on here?
I can't see you over all of the stuff. What is going on? Well, you know what? We're taking a little break right now. We've been getting caught with a little wind every now and then, and I don't know why. I mean, we're pretty streamlined, I think. So, but no, just resting up about halfway across Whitewater Bay, getting ready to go up East River. So, we're good. See you up there. My old Brad Klein. And all of this could be yours. Hey guys, I know it's crappy audio, but holy cow, we have a lot of stuff. The good thing is we only have about 4 or 5 miles to paddle, and we'll be doing that through some narrow channels. So just gotta drink till she's lighter. Since we didn't really get actual documentation yesterday. Here's Lane Bay Chickie.
We are on our way to Watson Chickie, and just departed Roberts River Chickie. Nice night last night, beautiful morning this morning. Got a bit of a trailing breeze. We're going up these little side canals. And which way did you say, Pat? Left or right?
Left.
So we have all these navigational decisions to make. Pat did a good job of scouring Google Earth satellite view and dropped down some waypoints for us, so that's making it a lot easier. The end. Snacks.
There he is. Oh, there goes the pelican up. And I mean, there's a ton of bait fish here right now. Why am I not fishing? Oh, there he is, right there. Another one out there. There's two more. Here's another one right on top. Oh, he lost the top of his dorsal fin. He must have been run into by a motorboat. There's one raising up. Two of them right next to each other. Oh, here they come. See his dorsal fin? Chopped off on top. The trailing one of the two.
Yes, Pat.
Muddying up the water over there. Doing a circle. You nervous, fellas?
The coo.
Not too bad. First fish of the trip. And I'm going to try not to gill him. Our boy's okay. First fish.
Aw, so pretty.
Spotted sea trout, baby. So what do you think that is? 18 inches?
There's a
15 inches. 18
Typical.
inches.
Typical.
Gonna let him go. He's gonna get bigger. Get bigger. In stark contrast to myself, Greg just ran away to another chickie to start a new life.
Who wouldn't?
He even took the music box.
It's like a favela on that side of the chickie. And this chickie is pristine.
Around the Horn of Africa, take one. We're non-threatening. Oh, except for me moving my hand. And Greg. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, thank God we moved our shanty back 6 inches. I'm thinking I'm glad to be out on the beach. It was a hard day. It started out pretty easy as usual. Then it got hard right at the end. With wind and waves and such right in our face. But yeah, we made it to northwest Cape Sable. We're here on the beach. We got our old reliable shanty set up. And yeah, now we're just going to watch the pelicans and seeing people stare as they come by in their boats.
And hoping that we don't
Die.
That's Black Bart. What birds are those, Greg? He does have one leg. He really only has one leg. This is Greg and Black Bart, together at last.
So here we are, northwest Cape Sable. We've been Pat's been out almost a week. And it's taken us about that long to get here. And we haven't given any real updates on the way, so I'll kind of give a recap here. Started out on Flamingo, of course. Took forever to load up, as it always does. And we have a kind of a new style of canoe that's shorter than we're used to, so we had to kind of go higher than we normally would be comfortable with, but we made it work. Pat found us a really cool couple of routes between Chickies that allowed us to completely avoid Whitewater Bay, which can be, kind of a troublesome thing to cross, especially when it's windy out. And so we were just doing little back channels, and it was really cool. It was a really good way to kind of see some of the other areas of this Everglades National Park that we hadn't seen before. So that was fun. We just kept kind of cruising around the outskirts around, circumventing Whitewater Bay, Chickie to Chickie. We're moving every day until today, and that set us up for a really nice paddle from Joe River, Chickie, out across Oyster Bay and down Little Shark River. So that kind of got us into some smaller waters, and we rode the tide out for much of that journey. And then eventually we reached kind of the very edge of Ponce de Leon Bay, the very bottom of it. where we got passed by 2 manatees, which was, you know, really cool for us. We hadn't seen any like really confirmed sightings of manatees out here, so that was fun. So that kind of made us feel good about, you know, the rest of the trip down here to the Cape. And then of course, you know, as happens out here in the Gulf, you know, once the sun gets to a certain height in the sky, the wind starts kicking up. And of course the wind was right in our face for about the last hour and a half. And so that was a bit of a, it wasn't really a fight, but it was just really slow going. It was slow, so slow that, you know, I happened to look over to my left at the beach, and there was a crow on the ground, just kind of walking around, looking at stuff, you know, snooping around kind of lazily, and we were just keeping up with it. So we had that for a little over an hour, but eventually, yeah, we got almost to the point of Northwest Cape, and just figured, you know, let's just bail right now because we're not really going to go much further in the next hour or two. So let's just get out of the boat and up on the beach. So here we are. Got our shanty set up. I was pretty worn out yesterday after that paddle, and so I wasn't really enthusiastic about going through the extra work of setting up a shanty, but Pat was pretty insistent, and he was right. You know, just having some shade out here makes a world of difference. So yeah, future travelers, bring something that you can make shade out of. A tarp with a couple of poles and some guy lines, and it just always works for us. You know, we set it up so that the wind just kind of comes in and gives it some loft and then passes through, and it's just really stable. And yeah, I don't think there's really a product that can improve upon this. But yeah, so here we sit. It's Friday, and so I think we're definitely gonna stay here for another night. Winds are gonna pick up a bit tomorrow, but they'll be going in a favorable direction, and that should get us over to Middle Cape, which is kind of the main event here for us once we're out on the coast. My beer is empty. I must refill it. Come to me. Obey your master. And there he is, erecting his pseudo something.
So the chances of this staying up tonight in a 20-mile-an-hour sustained wind, zero. But what the hell?
Hey, you know, you brought all those like sand screw stakes. Those.
Yeah, these things? Yeah, these little things.
Yeah, how do they work?
Yeah, so they go in. It's very good. They go in, but then they screw into the ground.
Wow.
See? So then you're 100% secure, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
Beauty in numbers, man. It's all science. Science.
So tomorrow morning, before dawn, we are going to assess whether we're going to try to make it off this beach or not. Right now it's really rough, and tomorrow's forecast is just as windy, if not more, but there's a change in direction that could help us get pushed towards Middle Cape. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to wake up tomorrow and decide what Salud. Northwest Cape Sable. Slight breeze.
Alright, so here we are. I hope it's our last night on Northwest Cape Sable. But we got about 25 mile an hour winds, 30 mile an hour winds. We got 30, 40 mile an hour winds outside. And don't know when that's gonna stop. So not up to us, up to it. So this is when I say that I should usually break out my iPhone and say, hey, things are going great. What do you think, Greg?
Yeah, that sounds super.
So my shelter has bitten the big one, and now I'm just snuggling with Greg. So there is a monsoon rolling through, and this is all we can do. So let's look at that. Hello, everybody. Yeah, it is. I think it's Saturday. Last night we had a windstorm go through and totally took out my whatever the whatever it's called, my hammock stand, just kapoosh. So Greg and I had an intimate night snuggling behind the canoe to get out of the wind. It sounded like there was a freight train running through here. Hopefully there's going to be some relief behind this, because we need to get over to Middle Cape one day. So, and out of this wind, Jesus.
All right, how's it going?
Well, it is just going lovely. It is absolutely lovely. I caught a lure, and I caught a bluegrass. But yeah, don't know what you're going to hear in the wind here in the GoPro audio, but yeah, the conditions aren't great for fishing, but brought the dang things, might as well cast them. I mean, so, as you can see, nice and windy. Hoping that wind switches around to the north, kind of gives a little bit more of a push over to Middle Cape, as you can see out there in the distance. So, that's our goal tomorrow. Today is just, yet again, surviving the wind. Back to you, Greg.
Okay, Pat, here we are, Northwest Cape. We spent the last 2 nights on the outer side of it where it was quite windy, and came over here this morning, which is calm, but now it's become quite windy. We've just been talking about just observations and, you know, what can we know about conditions probably beforehand before we get out here.
Well, I think to that point there is nothing you can actually know, because shit changes, and it's been happening by the day, by the hour, and it's anybody's best guess. It's just like a luck of the draw. So an interesting thing would be is to kind of see what the average, hey Pelicans, to see what the, you know, average winds are. I think that's my biggest thing, is the winds, right? Because we can't paddle against them. Once they get the ocean up, very difficult to get in there with it. So it'd be interesting, January winds versus March winds, you know?
Right, so, you know, that's a very fair and valid point. The forecasts were at least 10 up to 20 mile an hour sustained winds, and that's what we're getting.
So one of the observations from this trip is that the direction of the wind really affects, especially when you get out into the coast. Because we were supposed to be having prevailing winds for a majority of this week, which of course is the easy forecast. And if that was the case, where we're sitting right now, we would be golden. Our trip up yesterday would have been golden, or the day before yesterday would have been golden.
because we could have got a little bit of shade from the Cape, and we could have got in a little bit, but not, it didn't. So what happened is it went from the southeast prevailing wind, went all the way to southwest, south, northwest, northwest, and it's supposed to continue around today, all the way around, which we're hoping it does, because that'll give us a tail. But what happens is when it gets out between the southwest and the northwest, is it just blows all these waves into the Cape and making things totally unfishable. Just algae just getting uprooted, grass in the water. It's just I think I've been calling it chocolate milk. So, you know, the pelicans have stopped flying because there's no fish to be found, even though when we first got here, when the winds hadn't changed yet, there was like tons of activity out here. So the hope is that the sheer number of days that we're out here, which is like 5, that we are able to find one day that we can have good conditions to fish. But we also have to keep our eye on conditions to return to flamingo and having optimal conditions for that. So those two might conflict a little bit, but I think you know, we'll play it by ear. I think we're both willing to stay an extra day or two, but that once again depends on the water supply. So, but the good thing on that is today we've done a great job of drinking only beer. So, oh, and on the idea of all the stuff we brought on this trip, we have to shim this down. We can't do this again. Even by my standards, I'm embarrassed. Looking at maybe what sorts of python trails out there, but we have just hopped over a little berm from the ocean into this wonderful like little swamp, crystal clear water. Just actually it's been decimated probably by hurricane damage, but wow, how freaking great is this? I mean, it's fantastic back here. We're about 2 miles down from our campsite up further. So I think we're going to be heading back. We're starting to run out of beach. For future Pat and future Greg to remember is where we're camped now is probably about one of the last places. You can go a little bit further, but not much. Not around that point. That's where you want to camp before you push over to Middle Cape. You come down here, it's just garbage. I mean, it's beautiful. Lots of palm trees. Obviously places people have had plantations. And it's, I'm sure back in the day it was beautiful, but it's a little bit rough. So I like the beach we're at. So we're gonna go back there. See ya. So notice this, there's no footprints, but a blue belly channel through here. Python? Perhaps.
The making of the Everglades, the return of the return of the return of the return of the return. Pat, what time is it?
It is 4:38 a.m.
I thought you wanted to get off this beach. What are you doing dicking around here?
Get up at 4 a.m. so you can have a cup of coffee so I can not listen to you bitch about not having any coffee.
Thanks for the coffee.
You're welcome.
look nice. This is good. I haven't seen myself in a while. Guess I don't need this right now. All right, friends, here we go. Heading back to Flamingo, into the sunrise, riding off into the sunrise. I think it's supposed to go the other way, but this is the way it's going today. So, nice trip. We were greeted along the way by some dolphins, and there was some weird underwater light show going on that scared the hell out of me. So, but you know what? It's the Everglades, baby. So I'm gonna get back to paddling.